Post-millennial, you guys may have seen the story. Trump was at a prayer service, and this super woke bishop did the whole woke thing of, "We're so nice. Won't you have mercy?" Well, it was brutal and annoying. As it turns out, the Episcopal bishop who attacked Trump received $53 million in taxpayer funds.
Unreal.
According to records, EMM received $53 million of funds from various government programs to resettle 3,600 individuals in 2023. So let's start over. Instead of this individual, I'd like to translate for you, of course, as she was preaching to Donald Trump saying, "Please have mercy." I would like to translate that to modern English. "Please, Mr. President, don't shut down my kickbacks and the money flowing to my organizations, which make me very wealthy. Have mercy."
I mean, it's not a shock. I mean, everyone in D.C. it seems is part of the swamp. What it was a Unitarian church, was it?
The Episcopal Migration Ministry.
Well,
but also, I mean, what is with the 501c3 in churches and synagogues and mosques anyway? I mean, Johnson, I think, put that in to control them. A good church with a good pastor and everything would be able to sustain itself. I mean, I think we have a big issue with that.
Yeah. Well, I mean, normally you tithe. You donate to the church.
You get something, you give
They
back.
come and they go around with the collection plates and say, "Please give." And I grew up Catholic. We would have they would give us a little box full of envelopes, and then every time you go to church, you'd put money in a little envelope and you'd put it in the collection tray, and that's what helps keep the church going.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
So those donations are all, I believe, they're all tax deductible. The church is allowed to do politics and things like that. That's codified. But then you find out that a lot of these groups, like there's like the Lutheran Ministries or whatever, was people were saying that they were getting hundreds of millions of dollars right after Biden lost the election.
Right.
Catholic Charities, I think, was also accused of getting a bunch of money and facilitating illegal immigration. What's up with that?
Yeah.
Which is funny, too, because the left hates the Catholic Church and loves to talk about how evil the Catholic Church is anyways. So
depends on the church.
Well, it's Catholic Charities. That's the problem. Because, I remember there was a document that Jamie Raskin and a couple other people gave to Biden and Harris. It was like the secular Democrats of America. And every single group on there was like Jewish, Christian, Muslim, Catholic, but they were all secular Democrats. This is how a lot of the George Soros Open Society funded things have a religious tint to them, but they're not necessarily that. And I think that's a lot of the manipulation of names. Just like they say everything's about democracy, then when you put in a religious thing, because I know HIAS, which is I think Jewish Family Services, was funding a lot of the immigration. Catholic Charities was, UN was, but there was also multiple other religious organizations getting money to facilitate the open border. And you know what? You see the name and you see that it's a religious thing, and people just think, "Oh, they must be good." Well, that's not true. That's how they hide people that are not.
Yeah, wasn't this particular? She's a bishop or whatever, wasn't she? Isn't she a member of the LGBTQ?
Yeah.
IA?
No, she's married and she has kids.
Oh, she's married and she has kids.
Well, here's the thing, though, about all these with these. I didn't think a woman could be a bishop, first of all, but I mean, I guess they
It's
can
Episcopal.
now. Oh, okay. Yeah.
It depends on the denomination.
Whatever the case may be,
Postmillennial
it's one
says-
of many, probably.
Postmillennial says, according to records, EMM received $53 million that we read. Since EMM has limited lobbying power, the Episcopal Church, a separate legal entity, advocates for additional programs that benefit EMM in Washington, D.C., the outlet said. A 2012 Government Accountability Office report states that funding is based on the number of refugees they serve. So affiliates have an incentive to maintain or increase the number of refugees they resettle each year rather than allowing the number to decrease. Do you guys know the story of the snakes in India? Yes. I think it was India, right? I could be wrong. Mm-hmm. Basically, they had a snake problem. And so it was like the British colonists were like, what are we going to do about all these snakes? I got an idea. Through the power of decentralization, we can use the citizenry to deal with these snakes. So they put out a call to each and everybody who brings us the head of a snake. We will pay you. We'll pay you cash. So you know what those townspeople did? They started breeding them.
Oh,
brilliant.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Wow.
And then the snake problem got substantially worse.
Oh, wow.
And so what happens is you get some refugees. The government says, we got to deal with this problem. How about we give grant money to various nonprofits to help deal with the refugees? Then what happens is all these organizations say, bring in illegal immigrants. We'll call them refugees. We'll get way more money from the government. And this is the perverse incentive we are witnessing. It has to stop.
wow. It's true.
I mean, I don't see how this kind of stuff is completely and totally unsustainable. That we're, with as much debt as we have, and again, I will continue to reaffirm the fact that even though this is all bad, it's actually the unfunded liabilities that we have to worry about. It's Medicare, Medicaid, Social Security. Those are the things that are actually driving the debt. But if you don't have a balanced budget, then it just goes into it only makes it worse.
Bro,
So
I dream of a balanced budget, man.
I mean, it would be wonderful. And I don't there's no legitimate reason why the United States can't have a balanced budget.
Well, they can.
We have our
there's
GDP is like $29 trillion.
There's a legitimate reason, and that is that there's a bunch of skeevy, corrupt a-holes siphoning money and extracting the value and the labor for themselves.
Government
go.
needs
That's
the political platinum package. That's why we can't have a balanced budget.
That's right.
I mean,
Us normies, we spend $20 a month for our Politico, but the government's like, no. You guys remember
come
that?
work for us.
You remember that app you could download where all it showed was a ruby on the screen and it cost $10,000? It was something like this. There was an app in the Google Play Store for 10 grand, and all it did was show this image, and the point was that rich people would show it off like jewelry. Like I can spend $10,000 on an app. That's basically what the government's doing. When you show up, they're like, your department got you what? Silver tier? We're Platinum Pro.
Yeah, exactly.
Remember that scene from American Psycho where they're showing off their business cards?
Oh yeah,
Basically
totally.
that. Basically that.
Sweating, looking at and
That's
they're
what
all
they're
so
like.
close.
Yeah, he's sweating, spinning a laptop around, and it's like, Platinum Pro.
Yeah.
Like, whoa, you've got Platinum Pro. What does it give you? Well, when I read the news, there's little silver frilly things on the side.
See, Tim will
It's gotta be it.
Tim will
Oh, dude.
reimburse us for the movies we go see, but he will not buy us the AMC Plus package. That's
No,
the
never. We should totally do this. We should make it so that if you sign up to Timcast for $1,000 a month, there's gold trim on the side of the website.
It's gotta be something.
At least
like
somebody
that.
will do it.
I said earlier, I was like, if you sign up for $1,000 a month, I'll give you my phone number. Because then we have the Timcast Platinum Pro $1,000 a month, $12,000 a year package. And then all the people in government need it because they can get me on the phone.
No, it's an additional $1,000 to get you to answer. They can just have the number.
Yeah, I said you could have the number. I never said I'd answer.
Exactly.
Voicemails for the $1,000.
Exactly.
Otherwise,
If I find out that someone actually signed up for the $1,000,
Oh, people would. You know they would.
Unreplied, like unread text messages.
Yeah.
Just delivered.
I'll do it.
Left unread.
no, I'll do it. I'll give my phone number if people do. I mean, like I said, I was half joking when I said I would do it, but I got to be honest. Like, I don't really think anyone's going to go to timcast.com, click join us, then go to 1,000 options, sign up, and give $1,000 a month to Timcast. If you do, I'll give you my phone number. It's not going to happen.
I don't imagine that it will.
It'd be funny if we get one sign up and it's like Donald Trump,
Yeah, exactly. That's what I was thinking.
and he's like, "I love the show. Wanted to talk. Didn't have your number."
Like President Trump, I actually would have taken your phone call even if you didn't sign up for $1,000 a month. I would have.
Hopefully, he'll come by here one day.
Yeah, we sat down with him. Well, I mean, we're pretty far from DC.
Yeah.
If every time we've talked to his crew, they've been like, bring the show to us.
Yeah.
But he does that with everybody. Like, basically, if you want to do a show with Trump, usually you have to be by him. So for the shows that he's done, they're in Florida.
Right.
Easy for him to pop over, like if he lives there. But coming to like Harper's Ferry. Yeah, we can't get members of Congress to drive out here very often. So we're looking at setting up smaller satellite studios closer to DC.
Oh, good.
Yeah, we got a couple that we can already use. We have friends in the area. And that way, we you know what's crazy? I'll tell you a story. We were trying to rent. I was trying to rent a townhouse in D.C. so we could have a studio in D.C. So we could, if Congress was in session, you had all these people. They know us. They come on the show. Yeah. None of them will rent to me.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, wow. That's
It's funny.
ridiculous.
Every single time we submit, they email back with, "I'm sorry, it's no longer available," and they take it off the market. Yeah, it's happened like 4 times.
That's unbelievable.
Yeah, and I was like, we're gonna have like a company do it or something.
Yeah.
You can do that through like a company, right? Like an LLC.
Yeah, I have my wife do it.
Yeah.
Yeah, that or just.
Told Allison, I was like, just you put your name down. Stop putting my name down.
I mean,
Nobody knows.
you could ostensibly buy a building, right? But
We could, but that's a huge commitment for a temporary
Right,
remote studio that
exactly.
no one's going to be in.
Well, yeah, but in DC, I mean, well, now that Doge is in effect and stuff, maybe it's not the best investment. But if Donald Trump had lost, it might be a better investment
Yeah,
because
but maybe
the
a lot
government's
will
only gonna
close
grow,
down. And
Winter
there'll be
White House,
bargains.
You know?
Gotta go down to Mar-a-Lago for
Yeah,
the
you do.
winter White House.
Yeah.
That's how it's got to be done. Thanks for checking out this clip from Timcast IRL. Make sure to watch the show live Monday through Friday at 8 p.m. Subscribe to this channel, and we will see you all there.